gonna slice off 2 slices this morning. That's pretty.
Beautiful.
You hear the wife in the background. And why ain't the wife over here in the video? Huh, she's got shy all of a sudden because she's in her drawer tails. She's just been up a little bit watching TV. Welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook. This morning, perfect dish for the fall. Yeah, not even a dish, but banana bread. Banana nut bread, actually, with walnuts. We've got a cool front coming here in Texas the next few days, and it's supposed to lower the temperatures, like into 80s, nothing cold, but better than the hundreds that we've been in. So I had some, let's see here, I have some overripe bananas. If they get a little speck of brown or black on them, I ain't eating them, but I will eat them in this dish. So, and that's what it takes, really ripe bananas. And if you don't have any really that are really ripe and they're still green, you can put them in the microwave until they start turning brown or black all over. You can also do them in the oven. But anyway, I've got them, so here's what I'm gonna do. Now, and I'm gonna cheat this morning. I've got my laptop here. I usually write the recipes down. This one is in my food group, Country Boy Can Cook on Facebook. If you've not been to it, if you'd like to join, just send me a message, say, hey, how do I get in and let me know your name, because it is a private group. We don't want anybody selling sunglasses or you know, yard sales or lake cottages or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that, but this is a cooking, just for cooking. There's lots of recipes. I would say a couple of thousand recipes in there, and every day there's a couple of new ones that pop up. So there's nothing live on it, very few videos. Every once in a while I'll put my videos on it. But anyway, if you'd like to be part of that, go to Facebook, A Country Boy Can Cook, same name, and that'll get you in, and you can follow my recipes on there too. Also, I just want to tell everybody that's been here for me, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, you being here for watching the old dude's recipes. Lots of good recipes. Now, as far as the editing and the lighting and all that, yeah, I just ain't. I'm a cook. I ain't a cameraman. And unless I've got my next door neighbors here with me, I do it all myself. I shoot it on my telephone and edit it on my phone. So anyway, I've rambled on enough. Let's get to this recipe. Let me get everything over here for you. And when you're adding all of this stuff, I'll leave a printed recipe at the end so you can stop and look at it. But add it in the order that I've got it. Why? Because that's the way I've always done this. There's no oil. So I take a half a cup of applesauce. That's a half a cup or somewhere close to it anyway. And that replaces the oil or the butter. A lot of them call for butter on these recipes. Let me get my sugar here. It calls for a half a cup of brown sugar, light brown sugar. I've got it right here. This is not overly sweet. There's no white sugar in it. So if you've got somebody that needs to be a little bit less sweet, use this. So half a cup of molasses. I use Grandma's molasses. It's unsulfured. I use this stuff on biscuits and pancakes, and it's great on hot cornbread. So use a half a cup of it. It gives this banana bread, or banana nut bread, whatever you want to call it. It gives it a really wonderful deep flavor. Alright. Here's that. Get my container cleaned off here. This stuff can be a little sticky. Let's see what else is on the list here. Oh, 2 large eggs. I got that right here. It's early in the morning. I heard the wife coming down the hall getting out of bed. So, 3 large bananas. Ripe bananas. You can see they're really ripe. Come on, get out of here. I love bananas, but boy, when they get a little bit soft, not for me. I want them on the green side of life. So I've got these going in. There's 3 of them. Make sure you get the peeling off of them. I don't know that would, I guess it'd be good fiber in your diet, but I don't know if it tastes very well. So let's see here. Okay. One more. Hey, this is real cooking. What can I say? Now, 2 cups of self-rising flour. Let me get my container cleaned out. I'll be right back with you. All right, I've got my 1 cup of flour in. So I never buy self-rising flour. It's expensive and it just sits on the shelf if I don't need it. So I take regular flour and make my own self-rising flour. So you can see that it calls for 2 cups. You can see this is not quite full. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but believe me, it's not. So if it's a full cup, take 1 tablespoon of flour out and replace it with 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I just don't fill it up and do it this way. I already got 1 cup in here, so there's 2 cups total. Let's see here. And go to mixing. I use a tater masher. I say this is not real super sweet because there's no white sugar added. The brown sugar is not a real sweet sugar, it's a light brown. And there's no white sugar at all. There's no butter, no oil. There's applesauce to keep the moisture in. I put everything in it at this point except the nuts. I will add them here in just a minute after everything's mixed up. You can pre-mash your nanners if you want to before you put them in here, but it's just another bowl I have to clean up. And since I'm the dishwasher of this channel, and I actually hand wash my dishes and then kind of rinse them off and clean them, and then I put them in our dishwasher, which we have a new one, and then I run them. We have about 1 load a week that way. All right. Up here. So take and stir this up. Make sure you've got all your flour off the bottom. There's no giant chunks of bananas left. All your molasses is mixed in. All your brown sugar is mixed in. At this point, you can add a touch of salt, which I'm going to. It's not necessary. I just feel like the touch of salt, because this is a low sugar recipe, the touch of salt brings the flavor in. Opens your taste buds open, but you can't do a lot of it. So I use pink salt. Let's see. I mean a touch, just a couple of shakes. The nuts I'm putting in are walnuts. They were roasted, and but they're non-salted. All right, where they at? There you go. So I'm gonna put 1 cup in and see what it looks like. These are shelled walnuts, pieces and halves and whatever they call them. I love banana bread with no nuts in it. I love it with pecans in it. And actually, it's taken me years to even like it with any kind of nut in it. I just wouldn't eat it if it was banana nut. No. Banana bread, yeah. And I don't know what's happened the last couple of years. I've developed a liking for the nuts, and looks like it's all incorporated really well. I've got my oven preheated on 300 degrees. You can see I can't do 2 things at once. If I'm stirring and talking, I can't think about what else I'm doing. So, all right, let's get this in my pan. I've got a baking loaf pan. See that right there? And it's been sprayed with Baker's Joy. I love that stuff. I had some problem with it earlier in the year. It had stuff in it, but it wouldn't spray out. And I contacted the company. I had 1 can, and they sent me 2 free coupons for 2 new cans. So this is what I've used on this. So get my wonderful old blue pan from my mom's. I like it because it's got a handle on it. It's light. And I know I'm blocking the shot here, but and you want to use a large loaf pan for this, or you could make muffins out of it, or you know, every once in a while I use a little bitty baking pan, the little aluminum foil throwaways, which I never throw away. I wash and use them until they're falling apart. And anyway, you can use those to make little mini loaves. I think this will make 3 little mini loaves if I remember right. So you kind of just pound it down, just so you know you have to go crazy with it. That way, if there's any trapped air. And let me put this in the oven. Go back to my page here and see how long the recipe is to cook. All right. Let me get this in the oven, and I'll bring you back and let you know how long it's going to cook. Let me look here. My all right, here it is. Come on, stop that. Get it back on the page here. All right. spray 2-quart loaf pan. Yeah, I did that. Coated with nonstick. I did that. Bake 1 hour. Here it is. We're going to bring it out, let it cool down. So 1 hour. I'm going to set my timer. I'll set my timer on 50 minutes. And you see, I get fired as a cameraman. I get to thinking about what I'm talking about, not what I should be on the camera. I'm going to set it for the timer for 50 minutes. It's supposed to cook for 1 hour. I'll check it at 50 minutes and make sure. My oven cooks a little hot, so I've actually got it set on 275. So if it takes longer, that's okay with me. I don't have a problem with that. So I will catch y'all back here in about an hour, and we'll reveal this and see what you think about it. Well, this is my Facebook page, A Country Boy Can Cook, and I've got it set on files. You can see, I know there's a different way to do this, but there it is, files. You can go to it and click on it, and let me do this the easy way here. You can see it's got these are all documents: pickles, sausage, bacon, maple pork tenderloin, dumplings, jalapeno poppers, you name it, it's in there. So you see, we got anything under featured here? Yeah. If you see a post in here you don't agree with it, just keep it to yourself and go on to the next one. That's all that matters. You know, there ain't no hate speech in this. There ain't no, oh, I don't like that, you need to do it like this type thing. Events. We got any events happening? No, not really. Got any discussions? Let's see here. Let me see what we come up with this morning. I can't remember what was added this morning. Seemed like it was something good. Oh, talking about my banana nut bread. That's a stock photo of some that I made last year. I know what it's going to look like. Oh, here. Judy Davis. She posts every day, a couple of times a day. She's my helper here. And these are no-bake. It's hard doing this all at once. These are no-bake pumpkin no-bake cookies. So you can see here's one right here. I know there's a different way to do this, but I don't know how to do it. This is a looked at this yesterday and thought I need to make this. Coconut cream pie dip. That looks so good. I love coconut cream. Here's where I made buttermilk biscuits the other day. I posted the recipe, just 2 ingredients: buttermilk and self-rising flour. There's a video on it. Fried eggs with veal, ease, small batch bacon. And I made tacos out of it. My uncle, Mississippi mud farmer, had sent me some jalapenos, and he lives in Lower LA. Both of these places are from LA, Lower Alabama. And Bill E's bacon, it's a small batch bacon. He's out of the same town, Fairhope, Alabama, and so he sent me some of the bacon, and I made tacos the other day. Anyway, so I would love to have you on my Facebook group. If you'd like to be in it, send me a note on one of the recipes that I have on YouTube. So hey, I'd like to look at your Facebook group, be a part of it. I got to have your name. If you want to send me a private message, that's okay. Anyway, if you don't want your name out there for some reason, I got it. I mean, this is a crazy world we live in. but just message me somehow. I always have my info at the end of the end of my videos, my contact info. So you can send me a note there and that you'd like to be part of it, and I'll get you in. So, and you can say this is Mr. Baker or Mrs. Baker and Mrs. Baconette or whatever. You don't have to use your real name to have a Facebook page, by the way. If you worried about getting on Facebook and people getting your information. I did an experiment about 5 years ago now, and on my homepage, my personal page, I made up this fictional character. I just for laughs. And he lived in Mississippi, I lived on the bayou. He was like 70 years old, still drove a 53 Chevrolet he had bought new, and I've just made all this stuff, trapped alligators, raised his garden stuff, and that went on for months, and nobody knew who I was. I finally came clean. We just all laughed about it, and so anyway, but I can't even remember my name. Maybe something old dude, Mississippi dude or something. I can't remember what it was. I've never lived in Mississippi, but I've been there a bunch of times, and boy, did I love it. I got some great cousins that still live there. An uncle and an aunt. She's passed away now. My uncle, Mississippi mud farmer, he lives down in Fairhope, Alabama. And but anyway, I love that part of the world. And we started going there in the late 50s and early 60s. It was pretty turbulent at that point, if you get my drift. I mean, it was a wild time, and things have changed, and I'm glad. So the Mississippi Delta is where they're all from. About 100 miles south of Memphis. They're close to the crossroads, and we've been through the crossroads. I see they make that famous now, the crossroads. Coming to the crossroads, listen to this. We've been through the crossroads many times. We didn't consider it anything. So it was a couple of juke joints, which is, beer joints. But now it's made famous, and so everything has its place and time. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. This has probably got about 20 or 30 more minutes to go. And I'll bring this back, and I'll bring the camera over there by the stove. It will have to be, I'll put a long toothpick in it and see if it's how moist it is. And I don't want it dried out. I want it moist. So, and we'll actually do a taste test on it this morning. So, bring you back here in a little bit. All right, let's see what this looks like. It's got 10 minutes and 25 seconds left. It's looking pretty and it's smelling really good. You can see it's pulling away from the sides. That's a good sign. There's no way it's still too moist in the center to pull out. But it should be by 10 minutes, it should be fine. All right, let's see if this thing is getting close. It's about 1 minute left, minute and a half or something like that. It's hard for me to do this, so I just set the camera up on the tripod. It's looking good. It feels good. Let's check it. See that? It's still way too moist on the inside. Way too moist. It's probably got 10 more minutes. I said the time would be set it for an hour. So let's see, reset the timer. We'll check it in 10 more minutes. I want it moist, but not this moist. See y'all back here in a few minutes. I've got a banana nut bread in the oven. I've got about 10 more minutes left before it comes out, but I'm hungry, so let me show you what I'm gonna have for breakfast. I dropped one of my tomatoes and it split it. That's okay, it's gonna get eaten anyway. And you see this? Camp Dog Cajun seasoning. Man, it's really good. So I just take and kind of break it on open. I'm gonna eat this baby like an apple. This stuff is so good. Goodness, it's good. It's better than good. It's great. See if I can do this without getting juice all over me. And if I do, yeah, that's just part of eating a good tomato. Go in and sprinkle a little bit more. Now his Cajun seasoning, you know, it's lower in sodium, high in flavor, and it's not super crazy hot or anything like that. You want to enjoy a tomato to its fullest, eat it raw like an apple. If you want to get some of this, turn around so you can see it, Camp Dog Cajun seasoning, go to their website on Facebook. I'll leave a link to that, and you get 20% off by using my code CBCC. Yeah, a country boy can cook. CBCC, get you 20% off, and his prices are great anyway, so that really saves you a lot of bucks. All right. Bon appetit, or bon tomato, whatever you want to call it. It's good. All right, let's go in and check this banana nut bread one more time. Turn the camera down here so you can see what it looks like. If it's not ready, it's going back in. It's smelling really good. I need to take it out so you can see it. Now let's check in the center. Just a little bit of crumb. I'm gonna let it bake for about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna turn it in this time. I'm gonna turn it all the way around. Do the same about halfway through your bacon if you want to. That way it'll cook on both sides. And if you want to add cinnamon or other spice to this, you know, go for it. There ain't no rules. Make it your own. Mine is just a guideline. Let's put it like that. I don't follow I've never followed the rules. I ain't never been no rule follower in my whole life. I try to stay in bounds, but I may have pushed it a little bit and pushed it through a few times. But anyway, you can put cinnamon in it. You could put nutmeg. I mean, there's all kinds of people, and like I say, you can put pecans, peanuts, dried fruit. Dried cranberries are really good in it. So you can put a little bit of pineapple. You can put some coconut flavor in it. You know, bananas and coconut go together really good. So anyway, make it your own, and I'll bring you back. We'll get ready to pull this out here in just a few minutes. All right, let's check this. Oh, I can tell you just the way it went in. No resistance. Just a little bit of crumb. It's ready. It's ready, Teddy. All right, let's get this banana nut bread turned out on a cooling rack. She sure is pretty, and it smells really good. I had a tomato for my breakfast, but I'll definitely be having one of these babies. Let's see if I can get it turned out here. That's an easy way to do this. Yeah, let's turn it out like this. Sorry I'm blocking you here, but at least you can see it coming out. There you go. And is it getting a little hot? Yes, it is. Boy, it's perfectly done though. There you go. That's a fine looking specimen right there, boys and girls. Boy, this is going to be some good eating. This is going to be so good. Banana nut bread. And what takes it over the top? Grandma's molasses. Yeah. It's made with brown sugar and also molasses. And this cake is wonderful. Well, I call it a cake. You know, it's called bread, but it's sweet and it tastes like cake. So I'm going to call it a banana nut bread cake. How's that? All right, she's on the cooling rack. Got about 20 minutes before it cools down where I can cut it. And I'll see y'all back in a little bit. All right, let's check and see if this banana nut bread, I'll just call it banana nut cake. It tastes so good. It's cool, good enough that we can slice it. I believe it is. Still warm. Get this other end here so you can see it better. I'm going to slice off 2 slices this morning. That's pretty.
Beautiful.
You hear the wife in the background. And why ain't the wife over here in the video? Huh, she's got shy all of a sudden because she's in her drawer tails. She's just been up a little bit watching TV, so I'm going to give her you want an end piece or the other piece?
Take the other piece.
Huh?
The other piece.
The end piece or the center piece?
The centerpiece.
Okay.
That's perfect.
How's that look, boys and girls? Let me hand this to you.
Oh, it smells
it's warm.
so heavenly. Thank you.
Now let's see how this tastes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're just going to run off and not give us any any talk about it?
Yes, I will.
I'll see how you're doing.
Well,
so how's that taste?
it is heavenly. It is perfect.
It looks good.
It
Not too sweet, but sweet enough.
no, it's just right.
Brown sugar and molasses does that.
And the
Walnuts are good in it.
great. This is the perfect banana bread. Banana nut bread.
Yeah, banana.
Oh, yummy.
It's a
with
banana
coffee.
nut cake, basically.
It's moist.
Let me try a piece. I'm drooling. All right, let the old dude have a bite here. See if I can get a small piece here and see what she tastes like. I know one thing is while it's warm, it'd be perfect to put cream cheese on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that, wifey?
Yes, I did. Hubby.
That's really, really good. You taste the bananas, the nuts out of it. It's really good.
It's perfect.
All right.
Great taste.
I'm going to finish the rest of my breakfast, this one piece here. Wife's going to head back to what she is doing, watching some TV show, watching how the world turns or something. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for being here. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know if you even like banana bread, banana nut cake. What is your favorite? I know it's not cake because the cake has frosting on it, and I've had it too, and it's good. But it's just so good this morning, and you can hear the wife in the background saying, So, thank you for being here. Old dude's out of here.